Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Discriminating Gamer, the William Henry Harrison of board game review shows. Seriously, we won't be here in 30 days. Ladies and gentlemen, do you like that DC Comics deck building game? Well, today we're going to take a look at a fun new way to play it with the Legion of Superheroes crossover pack from Cryptozoic. With the Legion of Superheroes crossover pack from Cryptozoic Entertainment, we're going to be introduced to the Legion of Superheroes who come from the 31st century, and these cats are all about time travel. Now, the game itself, the crossover pack itself, is kind of a mini expansion to the base game. Now, you can play this with any of the base games, the original DC Comics deck building game, Heroes Unite, Forever Evil, or even the latest one, the Teen Titans. So what you do is you get rid of all of the oversized hero cards from the game you're playing with, and then you also get rid of all of the supervillain cards from the game you're playing with, and you replace them with the oversized hero cards and the villain cards from this crossover pack. You also mix in a number of cards from the crossover pack into the lineup deck. Now, the big mechanical difference here in the Legions of Superheroes crossover pack are the keywords time travel. Now, if any card in the deck says time travel, you can, at any time on your turn, discard a card from your hand and then use the card in the lineup that says time travel as though it was yours. Now, at the end of the turn, you put it back. You don't get the card unless you have purchased it, but you can use it. So essentially, it allows you to use cards in the lineup in exchange for discarding a card from your hand. Now, there are various oversized heroes as well that can use time travel in fun and interesting ways. There is Phantom Girl, who gets +1 power for each time travel card that she plays during her turn. You get Brainiac 5. Once during each of your turns, you may discard 2 cards. If you do, put a card with a cost 5 or a time travel card with a cost 5 or less from your discard pile back into your hand. Saturn Girl. During each of your turns, if the first card you play from your hand is a hero, give a card with a cost 4 or less in the lineup time travel for this turn. And then there's Cosmic Boy. During each of your turns, if the first card you play from your hand is an equipment, give a card with a cost 5 or less in the lineup time travel for that turn. And there are a few other hero cards that have kind of similar powers and abilities. Now, another thing that's interesting here is the supervillains. In a lot of the other sets, it says the supervillain has a first appearance attack. That's when they attack everybody when they come out of the deck. But here, the attack that attacks everybody when they come out is the same attack that will be used when you play the card later, but then there's kind of an ability, if you own this card, you get some other kind of special advantage. So that was kind of new and interesting, too. So that is essentially it. Gameplay itself doesn't really change so much from the base game of the DC Comics deck building game, but these new heroes, these new villains, kind of allow for some kind of fun and exciting new variations of the game, and of course the time travel is the big major new mechanic. Now, I got to tell you, I'm a fan of the DC Comics deck building games. I've enjoyed them all to a greater or lesser extent. I think they're all fun. People argue they're not terribly thematic. You know what? They're thematic enough for me. I really, really enjoy them. I think it's a great deck builder to just play on the go, and it's easy to get into and easy to teach people, and I really, really like it. And I really like these crossover packs. Now, I've looked at the Arrow crossover pack, which I really liked, and I really like this Legion of Superheroes one as well. I think I may have liked the Arrow pack a little bit better, but not by much. I really enjoyed playing with this Legion of Superheroes pack too. And the thing of it is, it just allows you to mix up the game and change it in fun and new and interesting ways and add some new strategies and some new kind of interesting dynamics and dimensions to the game. And so I really, really, really like that. So the recommendation for the discriminating gamer is if you like the DC Comics deck building games, you're going to want to buy this crossover pack. Thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we ask you to please leave a comment for us on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, or on thediscriminatinggamer.com. We ask you to please like us on Facebook and subscribe to us on YouTube. We are The Discriminating Gamer. And I gotta tell you, if I were a superhero, I'd want to be Game Reviewer Boy. Man.